guys, I just wanted to give a quick little announcement before this episode. Just a little heads up that there is a bit of lagging going on both mine and Sam's end. Sam was dealing with a thunderstorm, I believe, when we recorded this episode, and it kind of made it lag a little bit. And so, like, there are some areas where it sounds like we have a delayed response, and that's just because it was lagging due to the weather. So if you hear it and you're confused as to why it took so long for me or her to respond to each other, that is why. But I hope you enjoy the episode.
Hello. Welcome.
Hello again.
To another episode of Two Piece Potting. I'm Sam.
Yes. Bookish banter with a side of judgment. My Baja Blast is laced with alcohol, apparently. Oh.
And I'm Sam.
I'm Kylie. And today we will be covering
Book
Wretched
3 in the Never After series by Emily McIntire. Okay, hold on. I need a text Blaine. It just started like thundering outside, and our grill is out.
Oh,
yeah.
All right, that's fun.
Oh, the joys of living in the Midwest. It was sunny.
Yeah, in case you guys haven't noticed, me and Sam do not live in the same state as each other anymore.
Via
this.
The video. It would be so nice to be able to record in one room.
It would. It really would. Maybe this summer. But yeah, so Wretched is book
out of
3. And out of 6, yes. And it's the shortest book of the series.
It didn't feel like the shortest.
It did not. Not even a little bit. At a whopping 182 pages.
Under 3. Which, no, it drugged
not feel
so
like
bad for me. And I don't know, like, we have such a bad bias towards this book that I feel like that didn't help. But I also feel like it started off so...
It really did. I agree. I think it did too. So the premise of Wretched is basically it's a dark twist on The Wizard of Oz. And Sam and I have some beef with The Wizard of Oz.
Thanks, Rob.
Hard. I will not watch it.
We did it.
Yeah, thanks, Rob. I haven't watched it since like high school. Since before,
me either. I haven't watched
before
it
we
since.
did the play.
We did. That was our senior musical in high school, and so
instead of Grease,
and then
I'm
they
still
did it
mad
a few
about
years
that.
later. But whatever.
Yeah, Rob told us that Grease appealed too much to the male audience when we suggested it to him, and I was like, "Excuse you, Rob. I have trained my whole life to be Rizzo. I feel a little bit robbed."
Bye, Rob.
Bye, Rob.
Yeah, it was. It was fun in the beginning, and then after you rehearse it for over 6 months, and you have to perform it for over 2 weeks, you get really over it. We're hearing we're off to see the wizard and Yellow Brick Road. It makes you hate it. It makes you go insane.
It does. It does. I can still, unfortunately, recite my Mayor Munchkin spiel.
See, what lives rent free in my mind is Dorothy! And I don't know, I feel like that play just, like, has so many bad memories. Everyone was so shitty.
That's why he hated our class our senior year.
No.
It wasn't even our fault.
I did my best. No one would shut their fucking mouth.
Yep. Although, getting up close and personal, so, like, we were part of the ensemble, and we had to get up close and personal with the 3 main people, which was, like, the Scarecrow, the Lion, and the Tin Man. And you each had your own specific man.
Yeah, each had your own specific... I was so glad I was not a part of that.
It was awful. I mean, no offense to anybody. I didn't care, but, like, having to get them out of their costumes real fast. Fuck doing the Tin Man, because he had silver face paint, and we had to get it off as much as we could. I wish we would have incorporated dance our year instead of 2 years later. Because it would have, I feel like it would have been a lot better if we had the dance involved. Because we could have had the freaking the bug scene, the June bug or whatever. Jitterbug? Yeah, but yeah, it was an experience.
High school theater, man. But yeah, that's our beef with The Wizard of Oz. So going into this book, neither of us was excited about it.
It took me forever to actually pick up this book and start reading it because I made the mistake of reading what it was about. And it was about The Wizard of Oz. And I was like, oh.
Yeah.
I don't want to.
I was not thrilled about it. I was like, maybe it'll be more of like a Wicked take than a Wizard of Oz take.
Yeah.
It was not.
And like, it wasn't. No. No. Yeah, it was just, I was not looking forward to it, because I was like, ugh, the Wizard of Oz. But when I start a series, even if they're not connected,
yeah, I'm really bad about that. I'm really bad about DNFing books. Like, I don't like to do it unless they're like, I've only ever DNF'd 2 books. And one of them was The Neighbor Who Stole Christmas, the Grinch themed one. It was just too much Grinch themed for me, and I love the Grinch. But just like the reciting, like word for word, like,
I DNF'd that one too. Yeah, no, I didn't like that either, because I tried. Oh, excuse me. I tried reading it too, and I couldn't do it either. That's the only one.
There was another one. I got an ARC read, and it was like a slave king, and I'm like, nope, that, like, I can read some smutty fucking shit, but that like crossed the line for me. I was like, no, that's not sexy. That's not hot. That's not attractive. And we're not doing fucking modern day slavery. Like, no.
Yeah, that's too much. There was an ARC read I just did that I told you about that I just didn't enjoy it. But I didn't DNF it because by the time I was realizing I didn't really like it, I was already more than halfway through.
And that's like the hard thing about ARC reads, I feel, is like, because what was it? Last month, I had like 5 of them back to back. And there was one that I just didn't like. It wasn't like the themes weren't bad. It just like wasn't an interesting story. And I knew I wasn't going to like it like 3 chapters in. I was like, oh, I know this isn't going to get better from here. But I feel bad because like these ARC reads aren't for these big authors. And so it's like, I want to give you a chance because like you never know. You might make something great. And that would be really cool to have that opportunity, like be a part of like when they first start, you know, and I want to give them a chance and I want to be able to give them a good review. But like that was one I did not make a video about because I was like, I don't have great things to say about it. Like I will make my post. I will do what I need to do to fulfill like the ARC requirements, but I'm not going to make a video because I don't feel good like slamming you because I didn't like your book.
Yeah. No, I completely understand that. I get that. Ugh. Well, yeah.
We went off on a tangent, but Wretched.
We did. Sorry, I went back to go pull up my my notes. Or our notes that we have for it. Yeah, sorry, tangent.
Yeah, but like we banter. It doesn't need to be about the book we're talking about.
Yeah, we stayed on topic when we were talking about the musical that we did.
But, so, Wretched is a twist on The Wizard of Oz, and it follows, I pronounced it Evelina. Okay.
I'm pretty sure that's how I pronounced it. Not? Because that's how I pronounced it too.
Evelina, who that was Elphaba, aka the Wicked Witch of the West. And it followed her and her, I don't remember the name of the other sister, the one who's supposed to be the Wicked Witch of the East. Yes, thank you.
Nessa?
And Dorothy, they're all sisters in this story. So Nessa, Evelina, and Dorothy are sisters. So Nessa was the oldest, and it sounds like Evelina's the middle, Dorothy's the youngest. And their dad is Farrell?
Wait. Is Evelina the middle? I thought she was the youngest.
Hello, Nessa is the oldest.
It's one of the two. There's 3 of them. Yeah, Nessa's the oldest, and then it's Dorothy and Evelina.
And then Farrell, which I feel like Farrell was supposed to be Fiyero. I don't know who he's supposed to be.
I think so.
I
don't really know.
And then, so they're all...
Maybe he's supposed to be Oz? Okay. That was really a shot in the dark.
So, they're all a part of this drug selling family. Like, this is just such a theme for her books. Like, the black market, the drug selling crime family. And they...
Essentially like a drug
and I
cartel,
pictured the drug as being kind of like a form of like cocaine. Like something you snort. Because she takes like the poppies and breaks it down.
Yeah.
Which I also like that little nod towards Wizard of Oz, how they made like the poppies be
or like or like a meth type of thing.
Something that they have broken down. And so their family is trying to get into not only the drug business, because the problem with the drug business that they're in is Evelina is the only one who knows how to properly break the drugs down from poppies to the drug to make it in like its most pure like form. Yeah.
She's the Heisenberg of the whole thing.
And so their dad also wants to get in like the business of selling like rare jewels and gems. And so finding people to work for you to make sure that you're not buying fake shit is hard because you're working with criminals. And that's where Nicholas Wadsworth comes in. He is an undercover DEA agent. And at the beginning of the book, he's just out at this bar and he runs into Evelina and he's like, oh yeah, I'm leaving. I'm going to be out of town. Like, we can't get close, but they hook up. One night stand, right?
Immediately at the bar in the bathroom.
So then, right the next day, Nicholas goes undercover for her dad as his, like, gem specialist. And so that's where our story kind of begins. And so he's trying to get in with the dad because he needs information. He's undercover. He's an undercover cop. He's trying to get as much information as he can to bring this drug family down because he has a personal vendetta against
his
them.
mission was and so his mission was to destroy everything and like
Empire,
bring down the whole empire development, all of it. But he needed to find particularly
he needed to know where the drugs were coming from, how the drugs were being made. And when you're new into a crime like circle, you can't just be like, hey, where are your drugs from? They're gonna be like, oh, you're a fucking narc. You're dead.
You're like,
I can't remember the guy's name, but he was like the head guy, Farrell's head man, and he was instantly suspicious of Nick the moment he comes in.
I remember who you're talking about, but I can't remember his name. But yeah, he didn't. His like back hair stood up instantly.
And he was like, I don't like this guy. Like, he seems suspicious. Like, do you actually know what you're talking about? And he's like, yeah, I do. No, he didn't. He was a fake it till you make it type of guy.
He really didn't.
He did pretty good.
I mean, he succeeded.
Yeah.
Faking it till he makes
it, that is. He meets Dorothy first out of all of Farrell's children. And she got this necklace, like a ruby necklace or something. And he's like, all right, time to test and see what you fucking know. And he's looking at this gem and he's like, dude, I don't know how much you fucking paid for this, but you got ripped off. And so then instantly, like, Farrell's pissed. Hindsight, poor dude who sold it to him got killed for no fucking reason because the ruby was real. He's like, I feel bad, but I need this guy to trust me.
Yeah. Like, sorry, not
and,
sorry.
And, like, Nicholas, like, felt bad, but at the same time he didn't because he's like, oh, that's one less, like, crime lord off the street. He's like, oh, he's a bad guy.
That was kind of his, that's kind of what his, like, mantra was. Is, like, every time he'd kill somebody that was in, like, the drugs, he'd be like, okay, well, it's one less person off the street, so, like, it's okay.
Yeah.
Like, he would justify it as that to make himself feel better, because he did have a heart. He didn't want to kill people, but if it kept, like, drug people off the street, he was fine because it was a personal thing for him because his sister was in and out of rehab and, like, on and off of drugs, on the brink of death a few times. So he was trying, and it's his big sister, and he was trying really hard to, like, get her off of that scene. So he took this job and, like, drugs
that was something
really
that
fucking
he was
personal.
like, I ain't playing around with this. Like, I don't fuck with you if you fuck with this, basically. And so, basically, this family, like, just appalled him. It made him sick being around any of them. And he finally runs in to Evelina. And, of course, like, this bitch ain't dumb. Like, she recognizes him immediately, but she's like, all right, like, I'm not going to call you out right here, right now, because I want to see, like, I want the explanation first before I'm your judge and jury, basically. Because she takes care of shit on her own. She does not need anybody.
Yeah, something about Evelina is, like, she's the family's secret weapon because she's
wholehearted
such a badass.
bitch. She wasn't until her older sister Nessa died.
She wasn't.
Was murdered. And she is convinced that Dorothy did it. There's no proof, but she is
Yeah,
convinced. She's like, I don't trust that bitch as far as I can throw her. Like, she did it. So she not only is like the brains of this drug empire, because she's the only one, like, she really controls all the power because she's the one who makes the drugs for this empire, but she's also like driven by the revenge of finding whoever killed her sister. And so she is very ruthless and like, I don't give a fuck about just killing people. Like, I'm gonna get the answers that I need regardless of your life. And so it makes her very dangerous and very just like, you know.
She definitely gives off the fuck around and find out vibe. Done. Like, if you cross her, like, you're gonna pay for it.
And that's where Evelina and Nick's relationship is so interesting because they're both driven by that like need for revenge for a family member, but the way that they both go about it is so different. Like, he is very much like the law, we're gonna make this work, like, I'm gonna do this the mostly legal way. Well, he gets people killed. But he's working undercover, so that's like kind of legal, kind of not. Undercover is a weird thing. It really is. Because you're like a part of the illegal activity is like you're guilty by association, but you're not because you're the
like you're not gonna get in trouble. I never really thought about it until literally just now.
I think about it a lot. I watch The Rookie, and they have people who go undercover, and I'm like, okay, but where is this line being crossed? Like, where is it like, oh, you went too far, but it's okay because we caught the bad guy.
Yeah, I don't know. That'd be something interesting to pick somebody's brain about. Yeah,
but so yeah. And as Nicholas is trying to get his in with this drug family, they go to check on product at like a warehouse or something. And so he's like, all right, like I gotta call my buddies for backup because like we can catch some people here. Like if we're going to where they're distributing the drugs, maybe we can find out where they're getting them from. And so they get there, but it's not drugs. It's illegal weapons. And he's like, oh shit, this is like way more intense than I thought. And so they're like, all right, start loading shit up. And then they hear sirens. Also, like, this is the part that immediately, like, red flagged me as I was reading that. I'm like, why the fuck? If you're coming in to try to, like, bust them, why would you come in lights and sirens? Like, you wouldn't. You would come in quiet. And so instantly I'm like, oh, there's a rat in the police department because someone is telling, like, they're either being paid by, like, the drug cartel or whatever, or there's a rat. Because you wouldn't come in hot like that if you're trying to do a bump.
No, not at all. You would be discreet about it.
Yeah, you bring in SWAT.
Yeah, you don't come in you don't come in guns a-blazing like that. And they all immediately suspected that it was Nicholas.
And they're like, oh, he is all of a sudden the rat. And he's like, I'm not the rat. Why the fuck would I?
He's like, actually, no.
Yes, but no. Like, yes, that wasn't me. And so like, they're like, all right, load as much shit as you can and then catch the place on fire. And so then, because they thought Nick was the rat, they're like, all right, fucker, you get to light it on fire. If you don't, we'll know that it was you that called the cops if you don't burn the fucking evidence. So then he's like, well, what fucking choice do I have now?
Yeah. That part I feel like would be so hard when you're like forced to do something to prove something and it's like, the fuck do I do? Well, I'm just rock in a hard place.
And his buddy who's also working with him at the DEA, Seth, is like, why the fuck would you do that? And he's like, the fuck you mean? I just got here. They don't trust me yet. Like, I can't blow my cover already or this would have all been for fucking nothing.
Well, that, and it's like, Seth there was like a very, very small hidden camera on Nicholas's clothes the entire time.
Wasn't it on like his necklace?
So Seth could see the whole operation. So he saw. Yeah, it was like something like you would never suspect. And it was like, he saw, and I'm assuming...
Yeah, because they were recording everything, because they kept meeting at, like, a hotel, like, outside of town.
Yeah, because he had to also, like, put his sister in essentially a safe house, because, you know, going undercover with, like...
She was at her apartment.
Freaking lord. You have to protect yourself. Oh, okay, yeah. But either way, he had to go into it like saying he had no family.
Yeah, he said all his family's dead.
Sister because like.
And so like that's the story that he was telling like Evelina. Yeah, Evelina and all them like because he gets assigned. Lucky him. Gets assigned to basically be her bodyguard, which is such a joke. Like,
she don't need one.
Not at all. Because after that event happens, he's assigned to be her bodyguard, and they have to go, like, check in on someone who's supposed to be, like, distributing the drugs. I think his name is, like...
Yes. And, like, it also sucks for both of them because, like, they have
he's like, I'm attracted to her, but she also disgusts me. He's like, if she was in any other situation, like, I could be okay with it. But this... No. Can't stand her.
Yeah. He didn't like that she was a part of, like, the drug family, and then when he sees what we're about to talk about is even more so,
I find so funny that he got so shell-shocked about this because he was a cop.
Right? It's like, I know this isn't your first time seeing this. Like, you're a DEA agent.
Because you have to start
some pretty
off,
brutal
like, you can't just become a DEA agent. Like, you have to start boots on the ground as a cop.
Exactly.
Yeah, you have to work your way up to get there. So she's like, all right, we gotta pay somebody a visit. And so bang on the door, bam, come in. What the fuck are you doing with my drugs? They go bust in the house to see that they're tampering with the drugs to sell them on their own. And she's like, oh, so you're using my product, fucking with it, using my name, and then selling it to pocket the money so I don't get profit? No. And so she's like, who's telling you to do this? Because I know you're not smart enough to make this choice on your own. And the dude's girlfriend was there, and she's like, all right, gun to the head. Like, we gonna make this a problem.
Fucking, she ruthless. Yeah, she literally came in guns a-blazing.
And like, he's like, no, man, I'm not telling. She's like, all right, fine, bump. I was definitely expecting there to be more of, like, a back and forth. I was like, oh, she did. And he was like, and then she, like, shot him in the leg or something, and, like, the knee, to try to, like, get him and talk. She's like, no, I'm not telling. And then so she, bam. But this guy was the head guy. I want to say his name was, like, Liam or Noah or something.
It could have been. Those sound familiar.
But it was the head guy who has been
It's been a minute since I've read it.
Of Nick the whole time. It was his cousin. And so she shows up. She walks in and she's like, we have a fucking rat. They've been selling our stuff. And the dad was like, we're in a meeting. No women allowed. And she's like, go fuck yourself. We got a rat. And it's one of you fuckers. And so then Nicholas, like, immediately freaks out because he's like, fuck, it's going to be me. She's like, one of you guys is bugged. He's like, I have to get rid of this necklace or I am screwed. And the blame automatically went not to Nick, to the other guy who his cousin was selling the drugs. And the dad is the one who's like, what do you have to say for yourself? He's like, no, man, like, I swear I didn't do it. Like, I mean, hindsight, kind of feel bad for the guy because he really didn't. Like, he was on the right track the entire time. Like, he knew. He did not trust Nicholas from day one. He's like, you're the fucking snake. Like, you don't belong here. This. Nope. And he had been with the family for years. Like, the first person. Shot dead. Boom. Bullet to the forehead.
They really just kind
of really did. They just murdered
everything. They didn't. They really did. This one, I think this one is probably the most this one had the most murders.
Yeah,
for sure.
And so with all these people being like worrying about like rats and bugs on like people wearing bugs and all that stuff, Evelina had an outside contact who didn't know her, didn't know what she did. They knew each other, I think, from like college or something. So they had a very like weird tie that they still have a tie that they contact, but she like keeps like communication very minimal. And his name is Seth.
Yes. Yeah, she doesn't ever tell him too much, even though he's like, if you want me to help you, like, you have to tell me stuff. She's like, I can't tell you everything. I can only
this is
tell
as
you
much as I'm going to give you. And he's like, all right, like, I still got you, boo-boo.
Like, which was smart. Yeah. It was really smart on her half, like, on her, her part.
And so...
But yeah.
Oh, sorry, I gotta backtrack real quick. Before she goes in, guns a-blazing to murder the cousin who was splitting up her drugs, her and Nicholas had a conversation in the car because she was having a really hard time with, like, not having her sister and her mom, and she's like, you just wouldn't understand. And he's like, no, I get it, like, my mom, blah, 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 like, I have a really bad relationship with her. And she's like, wait a minute, you told me your mom was fucking dead.
Yeah, she goes, whoa.
Why are you telling me, like, why are you talking about your mom in the present tense, like she's still alive? And she's not communicating this to him. This is all, like, internal, like, wait a minute, the math ain't mathing.
It's like that light bulb clicked for her where she was like, wait, what?
The math ain't mathing. This ain't adding up. And so, yeah, it's not more all fishy in here. And so she calls up her buddy Seth, and she's like, I need you to look into this dude for me. And gives Nicholas his name, and he's like, yeah, no, he doesn't have family. They're all dead. There's not much on the guy. And she's like, okay.
Well, and actually, the name he looked up was the name that
his undercover
name, which was Braden. Yeah, his real name is Nicholas, but he put his name as Braden, so that's what they were calling him. I literally just pulled up my review. I wrote it.
So he looks up and he's like, I can't find anything. Like, let me know if you need anything else. And he seems like a pretty cool guy. Like, he's somebody like she calls frequently. And
yeah, like she trusts him, but obviously not enough to tell him everything.
The illicit drug business.
Can't tell everybody.
There's only so many people you can trust.
You can't really trust. Literally. And if you do trust them, you pretty much gotta blackmail them their entire life.
And he's like an ultimate hacker, so what is she gonna be able to blackmail him on? I'm gonna come shoot you?
Exactly. Like, he's literally a glorified... Yeah. Because when they went to college, he went for, like,
cybersecurity,
computer stuff. So, like, he's he's the ultimate guy you'd want on your team for, like, hacker shit.
So, she is growing more and more suspicious of him because they just keep having more, like, conversations, and then their attraction starts to come into play. So it's not only like, I feel like you're lying to me, it's, oh, I'm falling for you, but I know you're lying to me.
Yeah, because, they spent so much time together because, he was her bodyguard. So they spent all this downtime together where she could be a little vulnerable and, like, open up to him a bit, and kind of vice versa, but, he had to obviously watch it because
he's undercover, so there's only small truths. He's only able to give small truths.
Exactly.
And it was, I don't know, I felt like this was kind of like a weird shift in the story, because, like, the dad was all about, like, the drugs. And so, like, Evelina was, like, his number one, like, because she ran the whole thing. And somehow, like, Dorothy was getting into his head that they need to get into, like, the gems and start selling gems on the black market, not just drugs. And she's just kind of weaseling her way in. And so he tells Evelina, oh, well, you need to teach Dorothy how to do the drugs too. And she's like, excuse you? Like, this is my thing. Like, I'm the only one who knows how to do this. Like, no. Mm-hmm. I don't want her around me. I don't trust her.
I didn't like Evelina and her father's relationship, because it was so wishy-washy with her. Like, the way he was like, I love you so much, like, we would be nowhere without you, and then turns and goes like,
you're a woman, so you don't know how to do anything. And she's like, bitch, I'm the one supporting your entire fucking empire.
Yep. And then, like, when it came to handling business and stuff, you'd be like, this isn't woman's work. And she's like, do you know what the fuck I do every day? Dude. Like, I go in and shit. Yeah, like, I shoot people in the head constantly. Like, what do you mean this is
man's work? Can't get this shit done. That's why you send me.
Sexist. Yeah. So you think I need a bodyguard? What do you think this guy is protecting me from?
He's protecting me from going overboard, basically. He's protecting the other people.
Yeah, basically. Yeah, he'll like, yeah, he will go, like, and there are a couple times where he goes in and stops her when she's going a little bit too much. Yeah, he's like, whoa. You can't go killing everybody.
Because Dorothy is so, like, we need to get into, like, the diamond, the gem business. She's like, don't they meet with, like, the Russians or something? I feel like it's always the Russians. Like,
I think so.
You got the Italians and the Russians. Like, that's it. And so they're like, okay, let's go meet on our boat. We're gonna have a nice, like, party, dress nice, but we're doing some business downstairs. And so the men are downstairs on this boat, trying to strike a deal about helping them with like the diamonds and the gems, but also having half of like the poppy drug company. And Evelina shows up and she walks downstairs and she's like, "Oh, so we're doing this without me. Cool." I'm like, "No." And so she pulls up a chair, sits at the table. I'm like, "What a badass bitch. Like, what a badass bitch." And the head Russian guy was like, "Oh, you want to let a woman talk like that?" And she's like, "Who do you think makes the drugs, motherfucker?" Like, "You wanna do this?" And so instantly when she gets there, like, Nicholas is like, "Oh no." "Oh no, we need to stand by her, make sure nothing, no. This is not gonna turn out well." Like, if they say something she doesn't like, everybody in this room is dead.
Pretty much, yeah. It's like her dad was the leader, quote unquote, but really
she was the one pulling the strings.
Evelina. She was. Oh yeah. Even though she made it out to be like he really was in charge because it would hurt his ego, but yeah, he knew she was the bad bitch in charge.
And so they end up basically her dad like, "Oh, she's just a woman, ha ha ha, so funny." And of course all the men are like, "Oh yeah, women." And sorry, dismiss her basically, and they like make the deal. So then she's like, "Fuck this," and so she goes up to like the upper part, the regular part of the boat, and her sister's there, and she's like, "Oh, this bitch is like the last person I want to be around." And the reason why Evelina is so like she's anxiety ridden on this boat because that's how her sister died. Her sister died on that boat. She drowned.
Yeah, that's how.
Somehow fell off the boat. And so she's out, like, by the railing, like, having a fucking panic attack. And Nicholas comes out and comforts her. And so this is when their relationship really is, like, becoming a relationship, not just them fucking all the time. What? They would just randomly, like, fuck on their dad's desk and then do it everywhere. Like, this was actually, like, a heart-to-heart, like, moment. And she's like, she opens up to him and she's like, "This is how, like, my sister died on a boat. Like, I just don't like being out here. I'm just so suspicious." And, of course, because the diamond deal went through, Dorothy is, like, on a high. Like, "Oh, I'm feeling like I'm the head bitch in charge. Like, let's go." And she approaches Nicholas and Evelina on the boat, and she's like, "Oh," like, basically taunting her, like, "Oh, haha, like, Daddy took my deal, blah, 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 blah. You're not the favorite anymore." And they kind of do, like, a back and forth, and then Dorothy admits, like, "Oh, well, do you want to end up like our sister? Because I seem to remember this the last time I was on this boat." And basically admits to murdering their older sister, Nessa.
Yep. And she's like, "She was in this exact spot that you're standing in, too." She's like, "I got Nessa out of the way. I can
And then she starts flirting with Nicholas, like, "Oh, wouldn't you rather be with me?" And he's like,
"Well, she had the hots for
and he flirted with her at the beginning until he realized Evelina was there. And then he was like, "Nah."
Yeah, he was like, "Oh shit, it's you."
And so at this point, he was like, "Ew, no."
"The woman of my dreams."
Ew.
Yeah, he was like, "Ow."
And so then she was like, "I want to leave. I want to leave now."
You're not my dad.
Yeah. And so at that, from that
shit
point,
goes down.
Like, Evelina is on like fucking warpath. She's like, "I'm fucking done with this business. I'm taking down. Like, I'm done making these drugs for you. I'm done doing all this." So then she's like, "All right, Dad, I'll teach Dorothy how to make the drugs." And so then she also calls in a favor from Seth. And she's like, "Hey, shit's gonna go down." And she basically tells him, like, everything. She's like, "You've been my longest friend. Thank you for always being there for me. This is my plan. Like, help me out." And he's like, "I got you, boo." And so she concocts this huge plan to bring down her family's drug empire. And so Dorothy strolls in one day, cocky as ever, like, "Huh, bitch, I'm getting my way. I'm doing what I want." And she's like, "All right, fine. Like, I'll teach you. I'll teach you how to make this, but you have to be really careful. Because if you're not careful, then you're going to drug yourself." And basically sets her up to essentially chloroform herself. And so then she ties Dorothy up and puts her on like this like crane system over essentially a cauldron of like boiling drugged acid.
I envisioned it as like fucking
and
acid.
So then she had called her dad and she's like, oh, we have to show you this great thing that we like discovered. Come on, Dad, I want to spend some daddy-daughter time with you. Like, manipulative bitch, dude.
Love it though, because it was
all the while when this was happening, she had found out that Nicholas was undercover.
Yeah, his identity got revealed,
like,
and she was like,
you know,
wow.
This is where it kind of showed how her character was changing, because she didn't kill him. She's like, get the fuck out of here. Like, just get the fuck out of here.
Yeah,
I don't want to fucking see you anymore. Because that's when he went to visit his sister, and she caught him visiting his sister, and so his sister had to be put in witness protection.
Okay, she did get put in witness protection. I was just
and so Seth was like out of the picture at this point. He was like kind of wallowing because Seth had taken a lot. He's like, we can't use any of this shit that you got on your bug because you're fucking her the whole time, dude. Like, that's gonna fuck you over.
Yeah.
Seth
was the real MVP
like a
for
ton
that,
of the stuff.
though.
He's like, and so she had tailed him to the hotel, and that's when she had found out that he was like an undercover cop. And Seth went to kill her, and he's like, no, don't kill her. And she's like, kill me now or I'm out. Like, I'm gonna go, like, you're gonna fucking rue the day. And they let her go. And he's like, well, now we have to do, like, get rid of all this. Like, look what you fucking did, you dumb shit. And so then his sister ended up moving in with Seth while Nick tried to come up with a plan to try to fix this, because he ended up falling in love with the one person that he was apparently appalled by. Allegedly.
Yeah, allegedly. Disgusted by.
And so he's trying to figure out this plan of how to, like, take down the drug empire without taking her down, because she was just, like, he found out, like, after the night on the boat that she was kind of, like, pressured into this and didn't really have a choice. So he felt some, like, sympathy. He felt some type of way.
He did. He, like, loosened up the essential or alleged disgust that he had for her, because she also was like, I kind of just got pushed into this. I didn't really want to do this. This was just, this was my life chosen for me.
I had to stay with my family. I only had, my mom was gone, and then Nessa took care of us, and then she was gone, and I only have the two shitty people left.
Yeah.
So jump back to the Poppy, like, greenhouse, and her dad walks in and sees Dorothy dangling above this vat of acid. And she's basically like, oh yeah, your favorite daughter, motherfucker. And starts lowering her into the acid.
Like, enjoy the show.
So, of course, like, he's like, what are you doing? And tries to reason with her. And she's like, no, you've treated me like shit. I've been the one running this fucking empire. So if you want this done, like, fine, here it is. Now you're gonna have to fucking figure out how to do it. And immediately it shows his true colors, because he immediately tries to kill Evelyn. And so he's like, yeah. And
without,
so
like, hesitation.
Dorothy is getting, like, lowered into this vat of acid, and her legs are in it by now. And it's, like, just, like, disintegrating. And she's coming to from her drug.
Yeah, I forgot she
jerked her. So it just, like, turns into complete chaos. And, like, he shoots Evelina, and she shoots him, but he's not dead, and he ends up, like, on top of her, and somehow during the tussle, Dorothy falls off, but, like, falls just into the acid. So she's a goner.
Yeah. She's DED.
And then her dad is standing over her like, I'm gonna fucking kill you. Yeah.
You killed my Dorothy.
And I don't remember his name, but there was one of the guys who worked for his dad who, like, he's one of those, he's bad guy, but he's not the bad guy. He was in it to, like, save his family. And so he was just doing it, and so Evelina and him kind of had, like, a little bit of a relationship, and she felt for him, and he felt for her, and by chance, he ended up following his dad, or her dad, into the Poppy thing. And he sees the dad standing over her, about to kill her, and he fucking kills her. And he's like, I didn't want to be in this business anymore, like, I'm gonna go home. And she's like, okay, sounds good. Thank you for saving my life.
Yeah, she's like, alright, bye. Basically, she wasn't gonna hurt him or harm him. Like, I mean, he's
and
just saved her life.
They're, like, trying to flee, and she's, like, getting out, trying to, like, holy shit, all this just happened, and Nicholas shows up. And he's like, you gotta get out of here. Like, the cops are gonna come, like, I'll cover for you.
Yep.
Go to this safe house. And then also, like, Seth shows up. And he's like, I heard what happened. Like, come on, let's go to, like, this cottage. We'll be safe. And so she's like, oh, thank God, like, I have a friend. And so they leave. And the cops show up, and Nicholas is like, I don't know what happened. Oh, wait, no,
I don't know.
I skipped ahead. This is before the cops are there, because Seth gets there first and saves Evelina, and they go to the cottage.
Oh, yeah, that's
and
right.
She's like, I gotta gather my stuff, like, I gotta leave. Like, can you help, like, get me a new identity? Yeah. Blah, 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 blah. And then come to find out, Seth is a double fucking agent.
That's right. Okay.
Not Seth, that's not his name.
I forgot about that part.
Cody.
No, the other guy. Cody?
Cody is the double fucking agent. And not Seth. He is also trying to take down this drug family. He's like, wow, we've been friends a long time, and I've been waiting to try to figure out who is the head of this drug empire, and it was you the whole time? Like, shit, girl. Good job. You had me played.
Yep. And it's like, well, vice versa. You had her.
And so then he's like, you're coming in with me, like, I'm taking you in, and she's like, the fuck I am, and he somehow gets her gun away from her.
I don't know, I think she went to go charge at him or something, and he somehow, like, overpowered her and knocked her
Yeah, and he's like, well, maybe I'll just kill you instead, because it doesn't really matter. That's where Nicholas comes in, and Nicholas shoots Cody!
Yeah.
And he's like, well, I'm gonna have to figure out that one.
Yeah.
He tells
the other cops
Evelina, like, you need to get out of here. You need to flee. Like, run. Like, you deserve to have a good life. I'll cover everything.
Like, I will, and then
I'll find you.
I will find
and
you.
So she's like, hey, I'm out. Don't gotta tell me twice. And so then she's like, then Nicholas is stuck, like, covering up all the pieces. They're like, what happened? They're like, oh, she got away. I don't know where she went. And they're like, well, how did this other
like, I don't know, I just came in here.
Agent die? He's like, well, I shot him because he was going to shoot me, and I didn't know he was undercover. And somehow he didn't get in trouble for that.
Yeah. That's where it's the gray area.
And he's like, you should have told me that there was other undercover agents on this op.
Yeah, like, that's on you guys. Like, this death isn't on my hands, it's on your hands.
They clean up all the mess. Like, everybody is presumed dead except for Evelina, who is on the run. And
basically considered at
large.
And
so then Nicholas, like, after they close the case, he's like, all right, here's my gun, here's my badge, I'm done. Like, I can't do this anymore. I'm not the person who I was when I started this. Like, I can't. And I want to say, like, a few years go by.
Yeah, I think it's like a couple years or something.
And he somehow finds her on, like, a remote island.
She's
That's
like,
what it was, Ireland!
Or something like that.
Yeah, it was.
Was it really?
Ireland or Scotland? Because they had talked about it once.
Something, yeah. They did, yeah.
And
it was one of those
he finds her. And then they live happily.
Yes.
And then they live happily ever
after.
Her. Okay, it felt way longer than that.
Almost to the day. It did. Yeah. I just looked it up in the epilogue. It was 12 months to the day, almost to the day, and she had given up hope, and then that he'd find her, but he found her. Because she just needed time to herself, and she told him that. She's like, I need time. So he's like, all right. And he gave her time.
I'll give it to you. And she was like, okay, and like, okay with her life choices, and now like at peace with life. So she was ready to be in a relationship with Nick instead of, what was his name? Braden. And then they lived happily ever after.
Yep, as essentially fugitives.
Yeah.
Well, she's a fugitive still. But yeah, that's Wretched by Miss Emily McIntire. Hey, let me get into this again. I just lost my review. I believe I rated it a 4.
Ooh, what did I rate it?
Yeah, I rated it a 4.
I did also rate it a 4. 4 out of 5 and a 1 out of 5 spice.
Yeah. And this was one of the ones where, like, the spice did happen, like, right out the gate again, too. But then you don't see it again for a little while. And, I don't know if there is a trigger warning in the book.
Yeah, there's a lot of like, gunplay on the book. Just because the mass amount of murder.
I think you have to go to her website or something. Yeah. So, like, maybe if that's not your cup of tea, maybe don't read it.
I mean, I feel like for all the books in the Never After, definitely read the trigger warning. Because some people just...
Yeah. This is the only one that's like quite looks like this though. This one is pretty like it's pretty
really
dark.
Goes into the dark romance.
It really does. Like, and you know, to be fair, The Wizard of Oz isn't necessarily like a bright movie. Yeah. It's kind of a dark movie
comparative to the Disney movies.
You know, yes. So this one really dove into that like dark part of it. And what was the overall rating again?
Yeah, 3.87. Still pretty close to what ours was. But
yeah. So that was like the average rating.
This more than I thought.
I did too. Yeah, because I mean, like we said in the beginning, we went into this not wanting to read it at all. But I actually enjoyed it a lot. It didn't feel at all related to the Wizard of Oz.
Like, it definitely didn't have as many of those little hints as the other books did.
Yeah, it really didn't, which, again, I'm not complaining about that. Yeah. I still can't believe it was only 282 pages. It did. It really did. And that was even, both of us read it on the Kindle Unlimited app, so it was, I know there's no, like, you can't tell how thick it is, but it felt like it was really long.
It definitely did. But, yeah, that was Wretched by Emily McIntire. It was good. I recommend it. It wasn't my favorite, but it's not bad by any means.
Yeah, no, I definitely went into this expecting to hate it, but I was pleasantly surprised that I did really like this one. And like I said, it's not like The Wizard of Oz in the slightest. And I have to admit, I really enjoyed seeing Dorothy as like the villain.
She got what was coming to us.
That was nice. She really did. And like, I liked the sexual tension between Evelina and Nicholas / Brayden. And like when it was spicy, it made me blush a little. But there wasn't a ton of spice in it, so.
Yeah, I definitely like their character interaction. It's not like, I wouldn't call it like banter, but I just like how they...
Yeah, their dynamic with each other. That was like, okay, yeah. But yeah, that is Wretched.
Be sure to like and follow us on TikTok and Instagram, and like and subscribe on YouTube if you want to watch the pod instead of just listen to the pod.
Yes, yeah. And as always, it's 2P's podding with the underdashes.
For those who are new, underdashes are underscores. Just letting you know.
Well, listen, if the main one is called a dash, why is it not called an underdash?
I don't know.
It's not called... Yeah, see? It's not called a score. It's called a dash. My logics.
Oh, and with that, thank you for listening to our podcast. And tune in next week for another episode of 2P Podding. We're just here podding through life, one book at a time. Bye, guys.
See you later, guys.